Hello and welcome to my channel, Yin Yoga with Michelle. If this is your first time clicking on my channel, welcome. I hope you choose to go through our entire practice and everybody, that once you finish your practice, that you are feeling Zen within. Today's theme, I thought we would focus on gratitude, since, of course, we're in November and Thanksgiving just being around the corner. But of course, we can always practice gratitude, right? It doesn't only have to be in the month of November. But that's just what came for me today as our theme. And I just want to start with giving gratitude for a very, very unexpected email that I received. Um, from another yogi, Melissa West, and I'd like to actually read the email. Let me just read it, and then I'm going to give a little bit about that. And I promise to be short on this. Okay, thank you. So this was from Melissa West. Her channel is Yoga with Melissa, and she also has another channel, Yoga Lifestyle with Melissa. But this says, "Dear Michelle, my name is Melissa from Yoga with Melissa. Just a quick heads up to let you know we featured your yoga channel and this video, which was my Yin Yoga for Menopause, in a particular in our video. And their video channel that they do is the top 5 hidden gem yoga YouTube channels to follow this autumn." And she just says, "We would love for you to share it on your socials. And thanks so much for sharing such outstanding yoga of integrity on YouTube. I love your classes. With gratitude, Melissa." And she shares her yoga lifestyle channel with Matt Dupas, Yin Yoga with Matt. So that was just a very, very unexpected email to receive from, especially from another yogi, respecting, my teaching, my channel. And as yoga teachers, we're all just offering what we're passionate about out to the community. And when you receive a beautiful message like that of respect and gratitude from another yoga teacher, it's just, for me, overwhelming. So it just confirmed for me that what I'm offering is getting out there to the people that it needs to get to. And we all start somewhere, right? It's just taking that first step of following what you're feeling led to do. And I was definitely led to teach yoga, but then to create a YouTube channel and just continuing to put another video out as often as I can. And so I just want to give a thank you to Yoga with Melissa and Yin Yoga with Matt. Definitely will follow them, and just in gratitude. Namaste. So thank you. All right. So moving on to our class. Thank you for letting me share that. And our props today will be yoga blocks or any other props that you would like to incorporate into your practice. All right. And I just want to read now a message from my Yoga 365 book on cultivating gratitude. And then we'll get into our practice. Okay. When your life is filled with gratitude, you become more spiritually fulfilled. Gratitude makes your experience of the world rich and satisfying. If you want a greater level of contentment and joy in your life, shift your thinking from a focus on what you want to a focus on feeling grateful for what you already have. Look at your life, your body, your environment, and the people around you. There is so much to be grateful for. And the more you recognize this, the better life gets. Gratitude is a sweetly addictive practice, making your life and your world more beautiful. I love that so much, that it's a sweetly addictive practice, just like yoga, right? And then I just wanted to add an affirmation that I've currently been using, and it is, I replace stinking thinking with gratitude. Because yes, I too can get in, my head, my thoughts, and having some stinking thinking going on. And it has been a great little kind of just a fun shifter for me to get out of that and to get into something that I'm grateful for. So let's just bring that into our yoga practice today as well. All right, let's get started in child's pose. So bringing the big toes to touch, widening the knees as much as comfortable for you. And then send those hips right back towards the heels. Walking the hands out in front. And you can use a block if you'd like underneath your chest or underneath your forehead. And then lowering your head all the way down. Just really give permission for the upper body, the heart, the chest to just melt here to the earth. And let's take a big cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, fill up the low belly, the low back. And then send the breath all the way up the back. And taking a big open mouth exhale. Let's do that once again. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Child's pose, I think, is one of the beautifulest poses to be in a place of gratitude. And you can even choose to kind of walk your hands in towards one another, bring the palms of the hands to touch, and then bring the hands up over your head, coming more into a prayer position. Very humbling. And coming into a place of gratitude for yourself. Maybe you have gratitude for someone that you'd like to send out. And as we continue to stay here for about another 10 breaths, just let the hips release, let them sink closer to the heels. Let's take one more full breath here. Inhaling through the nose, fill the body up with your breath. On this exhale, big cleansing breath, so grateful for the breath. Beautiful. If your hands were still in your prayer, just bring them back down, palms to the mat. And from here, we're just going to slowly bring ourselves forward. So kind of slithering forward. We'll come onto our bellies and making our way into Sphinx Pose. So we want the arms shoulder width apart and the elbows aligned underneath the shoulders. I kind of like to just walk my hips out a little so that I can find the right place for my pelvic floor, pelvis, just to kind of sink down here to the earth. And then it might feel good to widen the feet. Gives a little bit more space in the low back. And then you want to focus here, instead of letting the upper body kind of sink down, we want to press into the forearms, energetically lifting the upper body up, and then reach the heart forward as you pull the elbows back towards the rib cage. It's a little bit more of an active pose here. Good for the low back. This is a little too intense on the low back. You can walk the hands out a little further out in front of you. Releasing any tension in the jaw or the facial muscles, the shoulders or the neck. And allowing the heart to open up and radiate gratitude. Maybe you're grateful that you have carved out this time for yourself, for your body, for your mind, for your spirit, soul. And let's take one more big breath here. Send the breath all the way to the belly. Feel your belly press into the floor. And then take a big open mouth exhale. Good. Then slowly lowering yourself down. Just stack the hands on top of one another. Bring the forehead to the hands. And you can just gently shimmy the hips side to side to release the low back. And then just resolve to be still here for 3 breaths. No clenching, no gripping, no holding. Last one. Very good. Lifting the head back up. Walk your feet back in towards one another, especially if they were a little wider stance. And we'll make our way into a quad stretch. So keep your right forearm in front, and with your left hand, you're going to reach back for that left foot or ankle. And then focusing on bringing the heel towards the glute. And then you can lower your head back down to rest on the arm. And then let that left shoulder just melt towards the earth. So not looking to pull the shoulder back. We want to make this more yin. Finding some softness here in the shoulder. Now the only thing we're going to add is a little tuck of the tailbone. So focus on tucking that tailbone towards the bottom end of your mat or towards that right heel. And then you'll feel a little added stretch in that left quad. And you can always use a strap or a scarf or a towel here to support holding that foot if you need to. And just taking nice, slow, deep breaths all the way down to the belly, all the way down into the quad. Grateful for our breath and what our breath does for us every day. Our breath, of course, helps us live, but it also helps us release stress. And we need to take that big exhale or that big sigh. It helps us manipulate the muscles when we're in our yoga practice. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Last breath. Big open mouth exhale. And then very slowly releasing that left foot. We don't want it to ricochet back. And lowering it down nice and easy. Being very mindful. And then bring that left hand back to the right, stacking the hands once again and resting the forehead. You can shimmy the hips side to side again. Feels good to release the low back. And then resolve to be still for 3 breaths again. Last breath. And then making our way to the other side. So that left forearm will be in front as we reach that right hand back. Lowering your head back down and letting that right shoulder release. Letting it just sink towards the earth. Not looking to push the shoulder down, but just let it come into a natural, neutral position here. And once you get settled, then taking that little tuck of the tailbone, sending it towards the bottom end of the mat or that left heel. Let's take one more full breath here. And slowly releasing that right foot. Bring that right hand back to the left. And once again, resting the head here. And taking 3 breaths here. Last breath. And lifting your head up. From here, we're going to transition into tabletop. So just bring those hands underneath the shoulders, slowly pressing yourself up. Onto the hands and knees. Walk the legs in. Good. We'll take a few rounds of cat and cow here. So we want to make sure that the wrists are aligned under the shoulders, hips are over the knees. Fingers are spread nice and wide, really rooting down through the fingertips and the index and thumb finger. And now take your inhale, drop the belly, reach the heart forward as you send the tailbone up towards the sky. And then exhale, pressing it away, nice arch through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, bringing it forward. Exhale, press it back. Let's take 3 more rounds. And you can always add any other movement that the body might be calling for. Last one. And then coming back into your neutral spine, tabletop. From here, we're going to work the shoulders a little bit as well as the chest. So bring your left hand back behind the head, and then you want to do your best to keep the spine neutral. Now we're going to take an inhale. We're going to open up that left side. So you're just reaching up through the shoulder, through the elbow. And then as you exhale, bring it back to the neutral position. So not bringing the elbow all the way in, just a nice flat back. Good. Inhale, open up again. Exhale, bring it back. Let's take 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, back. Inhale to open. Exhale, back. And then from here, we're going to come into thread the needle. So just thread that left arm through, come onto that left shoulder, bring the left temple or cheek to your mat. And holding here, breathing into that left shoulder, the upper back. Nice, slow, deep breath. If you'd like, you can extend that right arm out. And just be careful not to hunch the shoulders up towards the ears. We want to do our best to create some space here. So especially in that right shoulder, as we draw that right shoulder blade down the back. And then pull the belly in slightly just to support the lower back. And let's take 2 more breaths here. Last breath. Big open mouth exhale. And if that right hand was extended, bring it on back. Slowly pressing yourself back up to your tabletop. Maybe shifting the hips side to side a little bit here. Good. And then we'll make our way to the other side. So grounding down through that left hand and arm as you bring that right hand back behind the head. Take an inhale, opening up. Exhale, come back to your flat back. 3 more. Inhale to open. Exhale back. Inhale to open. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale back. And then we'll thread that right arm through, coming onto that right shoulder and right temple. Maybe you extend that left arm all the way out. Nice, slow, deep breaths here. Let's take one more breath here. Big open mouth exhale. Glide that left hand back in. Slowly making your way back into your tabletop. Very good. And then from here, let's tuck the toes under. And then you're going to send the hips right back towards the heels, just like we did in our child's pose. And then walk the hands out a little further out in front, lowering the forehead to the mat or maybe to a block. Let the arms be at rest. So we're getting a stretch in the feet, as well as into the upper back. Taking nice full breaths, just like we did in our child's pose, filling up the whole back. Noticing any tight spots. And doing your best to let those tight spots open up with the breath and be released on the exhale. If at any time this gets too much for your feet, you can always come back into your tabletop. Take a few breaths there, and then make your way back here. And we'll just take 5 more breaths here. Last breath. Big open mouth exhale. Okay, let's glide the hands down, back towards the shoulders. Press yourself up, untuck the toes. You can tap the tops of the feet. And then untuck the toes, and then we'll send the hips back towards the heels again, coming to sit in a hero pose. Fix my hair on my shirt. Good. And then let's just bring the arms back behind us, coming into clasped hands. So focusing on opening up the chest as you draw those shoulder blades back towards one another. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, extend the hands down towards the feet, opening up the heart. Maybe you bring the head back if that feels all right. Or just keep it neutral. The main focus is on opening up across the collarbone, the chest. So drawing those shoulder blades towards one another. And let's just take 3 more breaths here. Last breath. Big open mouth exhale. Slowly release the hands and the arms. And just take a few shoulder rolls here. So we're focusing on opening up the chest, opening up into the heart, because of course this is our space, our home, where gratitude is really just nurtured here. And so a lot of times, we're kind of like, our bodies are kind of like this, our mind is kind of like this, and we're not focusing on things of gratitude. So along with this practice and this theme, as we open up the body and bring in gratitude, your body just kind of naturally wants to go into that position, right? So that's what we're focusing on. All right, my dears, let's come on down, back down to our bellies. We're gonna do another shoulder opener here. So you come down to your forearms first, make your way to your belly. And then from here, we're going to open the arms into a T with the palms facing down, and we'll start with the right cheek down. Good. And now keeping that right arm where it is, just bring your left hand in, palm to the mat. So your left hand is going to be aligned underneath the shoulder. And then you're just going to slowly roll onto your right side. So we're looking to get into that right shoulder. You can keep the legs extended and stacked. There's a couple options here you can do with the legs. Or maybe you bring the legs in a little closer towards you, stacking them. Or coming from a place where the legs extended, you can bring that left foot back behind the right thigh. That'll get a little deeper into that right shoulder. And then we're just going to breathe here. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Noticing any stinking thinking that may be going on here on your mat. Sometimes we can start creating a conversation, about our body, that we're not doing it right, or in comparison, or we're just frustrated. And that's not the purpose of yoga. Yoga is about meeting our bodies where it's at and being in gratitude for what our bodies can do. So just allow yourself to be there. Take 3 more slow, deep breaths here. Last breath, big inhale. Big open mouth exhale. And then wherever you are, we're going to slowly make our way back to our bellies. Most important is that we want to support the lower back, so taking it nice and slow. So if your foot was behind you, I like to lower my knee down slowly, and then extend the leg all the way out to meet the other leg. Roll back onto the belly, and then extend both arms back out into your T. And then bring the opposite cheek to the mat and just take a few breaths here. And really just letting the upper body sink down. Letting those shoulders release. And let's take one more breath here. So coming on to the other side, right hand underneath that shoulder as you begin to roll yourself onto that left side. And finding whatever position for your legs that best suits your body today. Noticing that one side of the body may feel different from the other. It's totally natural. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Last breath. And just as we did on the other side, very slowly and mindfully coming out of this pose. Make your way back onto your belly. Come back into your T position with the arms and bringing the opposite cheek once again to the mat and just resting here. Not holding the arms or the shoulders, just letting them be at rest. Let's take one more full breath here. Big open mouth exhale. And then bringing the hands back in towards the body, underneath the shoulders. And we'll slowly press ourselves up. Come back into your tabletop. And then from here, just swing the legs over to one side. Come to sit on that hip and bring the legs out in front of you. Coming into an easy seated pose. Just rooting down through the sit bones. Just noticing how the shoulders are feeling. Taking a few deep breaths here. Revisiting this space of gratitude. Gratitude for your body, for your breath. Gratitude for this time for yourself. Let's take a cleansing breath. Big open mouth exhale. Slowly opening the eyes. Very good. We'll do a bit of neck release. So now bring your hands back behind you, interlace the fingers. Have the thumbs right at the base of your skull. And then just bring the elbows in towards one another. Not a big squeeze, just until they're comfortable. Now I want you to take an inhale and lengthen up through the spine and kind of use those thumbs at the base of the skull to lift the head. So feeling this lengthening through the neck. And then as you exhale, you're going to gently bring the chin in towards the chest and just with a little light, gentle pressure of the hands to support the head, coming into this nice stretch to the back of the neck. And then inhale, come back up. And then as you exhale, this time we'll bring the head towards the back. Letting the head rest in the hands. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, dropping the chin once again in towards the chest. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, letting the head fall back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, chin to chest. We'll take 2 more full rounds here. Inhale, back to center. Exhaling and back, taking it nice and slow and just really feeling into the body, feeling into the neck, feeling into the shoulders. Inhale, back to center. Last round, exhaling, chin to chest. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, letting the head fall back. Inhale, back to center. We'll hold here. Release the hands. Bring the hands back behind you, interlacing the fingers. Taking that same chest opener as we did in our hero pose. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, draw those shoulder blades back towards one another, reaching the hands towards the floor, a little further back behind you. Opening up across the chest. Let's take one full breath here. Big open mouth exhale. Releasing the hands, releasing the arms. And from here, we'll come into Dragonfly or wide leg forward fold. So widening the legs. Here you can use your blocks if you'd like. So I always like to do a little flex through the feet just to lengthen through the legs. And then of course we want to release the flex as we're in our yin practice. Now take your inhale to lengthen up nice and tall, rooting down through the sit bones. And then exhale, allowing the upper body just to begin to fold forward, melting towards the earth. And finding your fold here, finding your edge. So finding a position where it is not super intense and not super easy, but just that, like the three little bears, finding the perfect porridge, finding your perfect position here. And just allow yourself to be still and breathe into the pose. Another great pose to come into a place of gratitude. And what are you grateful for right now in your life? And maybe give yourself permission to say it out loud. Just checking in with the body, noticing if the legs are activating in any sort of way, and doing your best to let them deactivate. Letting go of any holding or gripping or control anywhere in the body, and even in the mind. I'll take another 5 breaths here. Maybe the body's ready to come a little deeper into this fold. And just create the space for that. Last breath. Filling up the body as much as you can with your breath. And then exhaling it all out. Walking the hands back in towards you. You really want to focus on pressing the hands into the mat or the floor to support, lifting the upper body back up. Head coming up last. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears. And then back and down just one time. And then we'll just take a few breaths here. Observing the sensations in the body. Being in gratitude for how your body responds to the poses, to your breath, to your breathing. Gratitude for the collaboration happening in the body. Let's take one more breath here. And slowly opening the eyes. From here, we're going to make our way into a supported fish pose. So you can first just gently bring the legs in towards one another. Maybe extend them out and give them a little shake. Good. Oh, my hair's all in my face. All right, so for our supported fish, you can have your first block, which will be for your head at the highest level or at the medium level. I always like to start out with the highest level. And then the second block, which will be in between the shoulder blades vertically with the spine, will be at the medium level. And then you will just turn yourself around. And as you lower yourself down, you want this first block, the bottom edge, to be just below, the shoulder blades, or for women, like right at your bra strap. And then as you recline back, the block is aligned with the spine, and then you'll just bring that second block underneath the head, finding that position where the head is supported. And then a few options with the legs here. Always like to give yogi's choice. You can either walk the feet out a little further than hip width distance, let the knees fall in towards one another, and then open up the arms out to the side. Or you can come into butterfly pose or bound pose with the soles of the feet touching. Or you can extend the legs all the way out. Whichever feels most comfortable for your body today. We're just focusing really on opening up across the chest. And once you get settled here, taking a deep, purposeful breath into the chest, the lungs, the heart, both the front and the back of the heart. Then taking a big open mouth exhale. Letting the shoulders just melt back. And now taking a breath to the low belly, the low back. And as you exhale, let the belly soften, the low back release, the glutes, the legs, the feet. And letting everything go. And letting the muscles of your face and the jaw release all tension. Allowing the energy of gratitude to just flow through your entire body. What does that feel like? What does that look like? If gratitude had a color, what would that color be for you? And just allowing your whole self, your aura, your whole being just radiating that color. And let's take 3 more breaths here. Last breath, full body breath. Open mouth, exhale. And then we'll all bring our feet back to the mat, soles of the feet to the mat. And then just making your way off of your blocks very slowly. So you can just press into your feet, lift your hips up, shift them over to one side. You can roll yourself off of the blocks. We'll make our way back onto our backs, so just take the blocks out. Sometimes I come out of this really gracefully, other times it's a little challenge. That's all right, right? And just recenter yourself here on your mat. Kind of open up the shoulders, let the shoulders melt back. And bring the hands to the belly. Take a full breath all the way to the low belly. As you take an open mouth exhale, letting the back completely go. And then slowly extending the legs out, making your way into Shavasana. And now let's keep one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Taking up lots of space through the legs, through the feet. And taking a full breath in. And a full breath out. Feeling the sweetness of gratitude. Flowing through your body, radiating externally. Letting gratitude flush out anything negative. And letting it flush out anything that's been difficult or challenging. And even being in gratitude for those challenging times or the difficult times. Because they do grow us. Now taking the biggest inhale that you have yet today. And the biggest cleansing exhale. And then slowly begin to bring some movement into the body, wiggling the fingers, the toes, the wrists, the ankles, and your head side to side. Let's reach the arms up overhead, bring the feet back in towards one another. Taking a nice big inhale as you lengthen and stretch. And on your exhale, bring the arms into the chest. Bring your feet to your mat. And then bring the knees into your chest. Taking a few rocks side to side here. Releasing the low back. And then rolling over to one side in fetal pose. Taking one full breath here. And then slowly pressing yourself up. And we'll meet back in an easy seated pose. Let's bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Taking a cleansing breath. allowing the eyes to gently close, bringing a gentle smile to the face. Being in gratitude for allowing yourself to be here on your mat, for doing your yoga practice, for giving gratitude to anything else that you may have given gratitude throughout your practice. And feeling the energy of gratitude through your body. The sweet sensation of gratitude. And gently bowing our heads. I am so grateful that you chose to practice with me. Thank you for practicing yoga for yourself, for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. And may you take this sweet energy of gratitude into the rest of your day, into your Thanksgiving, into family and friends and the rest of your life. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope your entire body, mind, and spirit found this practice to be scrumptious and delicious, and that you are leaving feeling zen within. If you enjoyed this practice, I would so love and be in gratitude if you'd give it a like, leave me a comment, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. Peace and love.